All branches of the military ordered to get troops fully vaccinated immediately. The Pentagon's order and new developments on the vaccine front for Moderna and J&J. An incident that brought traffic on one local freeway to a standstill. We are now learning more about the tense moments before a pilot made an emergency landing, as well as the aftermath this morning. A fitting send-off. Friends, family, and colleagues paying tribute to a World War II hero who made it his life's work to teach younger generations about the sacrifices his generation made. ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
ABC 10 News at 11 starts now.
Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Virginia Cha. Well, the Pentagon making it official, requiring all troops who have not been vaccinated to do so immediately. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin sent out a memo overnight ordering all branches to begin getting all troops fully vaccinated. Austin said mandatory vaccinations are already a familiar requirement to service members and that it's important to have a, quote, healthy and ready force. Austin did not set a deadline, but told the secretaries of each military department to set ambitious timetables. San Diego Military Hospitals say they're ready to vaccinate up to 7,000 service members a day. Meanwhile, Johnson & Johnson says their booster shot is showing promise. This morning, the company reported the booster shot can increase antibody levels 9-fold. They say this information is coming from 2 phase 2 studies conducted in both the U.S. and Europe. J&J says the increase happened for people who got their booster 6 to 8 months after the one shot, one dose. Last week, the Biden administration said vaccine booster doses are likely to be needed 8 months after the last Pfizer or Moderna dose, but Johnson & Johnson was not included in that announcement. Meanwhile, Moderna says they have completed their submission to the FDA requesting full approval of the Moderna vaccine. The process typically takes months, but the FDA did dedicate more resources to the Pfizer submission to finish their analysis faster. 6 days. That is how long the U.S. now has to evacuate Americans and others from Afghanistan after the president decided to stick to his deadline to withdraw troops. The White House says nearly 20,000 people have been evacuated in the last day, but thousands more remain. ABC's Elizabeth Schulze has the latest.
With less than a week until President Biden's withdrawal deadline, the clock is ticking on evacuations in Afghanistan.
We are currently on a pace to finish by August the 31st. The sooner we can finish, the better.
The president resisting pressure from top U.S. allies and lawmakers from both parties to extend the timeline for evacuations, but admitting it's contingent on the Taliban cooperating.
I've asked the Pentagon and the State Department for contingency plans to adjust the timetable, should that become necessary.
Biden says every day on the ground in Afghanistan presents a greater risk for U.S. troops, citing the possibility an offshoot of ISIS could attack the Kabul airport. The Taliban says it's now blocking Afghans from leaving the country. Thousands are still desperate to flee, waving their papers near the airport gates. The White House says 19,000 more people were evacuated from Kabul in the past 24 hours, bringing total evacuations to more than 82,000 since August 14th.
We're going to do everything we can with the time available. And each day, we're coming up with new and innovative ways to bring people in.
But it's increasingly clear many will be left behind. One Afghan interpreter in hiding, moving his family multiple times a day to escape the Taliban.
They are seeking us, they are searching for us everywhere. We change it, our places.
2 members of Congress are facing pushback after they secretly traveled to the Kabul airport during the evacuation efforts. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is telling lawmakers not to go to Afghanistan for obvious security reasons. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
A North Park community is recovering from the shock of a neighbor being beaten to the point of losing consciousness. One witness who says the fight between the 2 men heard it was that they were screaming, arguing, and then he heard a thump. Multiple calls were made to police. The witness says while he was waiting for them, he saw the attacker drag the man out to the porch and drop him there before going back inside.
I will never forget the thump, like how high he dropped the body, and it's just too much.
They say the suspect then went back inside, came out after a couple of minutes. And the witness says that's when he realized the victim did not have a pulse, started screaming for help. He says the neighbors fought often. Police say the victim was rushed to a hospital. Doctors were able to revive him. Police have arrested the man accused of attacking that man. A San Diego County app could give you a warning before an earthquake. It's called SD Emergency and integrates technology to give you a couple of seconds to drop and cover before the quake arrives. County leaders and emergency officials just outlined how the system works moments ago. We have a 10 News crew there, and we'll have more details on later editions of ABC 10 News. Honoring a hero. Many gathered on the USS Midway Museum to celebrate the life of Stu Headley. He was one of the last survivors of Pearl Harbor. ABC 10 News reporter Marie Cornell is there live right now. Marie, what a fitting ceremony for a beloved hero.
It really was, Virginia, from having the ceremony on the USS Midway, where he was a regular participating in military ceremonies, to the program that they handed out where they describe him as a great and humble man. Those who knew Stu Headley say it was only fitting to have his celebration of life on board the USS Midway, a ship he spent a lot of time on through his involvement with the Pearl Harbor Survivors Association, which is where he met Benny Valu, who was an honorary member.
I do love these guys. Stu got me to help him do the two-bell ceremony, and I've been doing that for 5 years. So as the members fade away, then it just brings back a lot of memories.
Many service members, past and present, joined Stu's family and friends, honoring the man who spent decades educating people about what happened at Pearl Harbor. He was signed on the USS West Virginia when his ship was attacked. Stu made it his mission to make sure people didn't forget what happened that day. By his count, he spoke to more than 200,000 people over the years, something he was quite proud of.
What an amazing storyteller. Stu was charismatic, kind, and giving. He had the ability to make all of us seem like we were his best friend and we were important.
And as Stu got his military send-off, friends say Stu wouldn't have wanted it any other way, as they remembered the life of a true American hero.
If you had a chance to tell Stu something, what would it be?
Love you. Love it.
And that legacy will continue. A scholarship fund under Stu's name, or in Stu's name rather, has been started for enlisted service members. Reporting near the USS Midway, Marie Cornell, ABC 10 News.
Daddy!
Oh my gosh, sweet girl. Oh, you okay? Good.
Oh, you're looking at a touching reunion for that little girl hugging her dad after a frightening day. She was trapped in this SUV after it was hit by a small plane that came down on the 5 South yesterday near Del Mar just after noon. It was a close call, but everyone in the plane and on the ground is okay. ABC 10 News anchor Mary McKenzie is live at Montgomery Field where that plane was towed. So, Mary, what's the latest with this investigation?
Well, that emotional reunion was just an incredible good reminder of how lucky so many people are that they were there for those hugs. So the latest is this: the plane is behind us here at Montgomery Field where it was towed, and also where that flight began yesterday. The harrowing experience, of course, for so many people involved. We know it originated here, but as we know, that flight ended on the 5 freeway Tuesday afternoon.
We may have to land on a racetrack. We're having an emergency.
That's the pilot telling air traffic control he was having an emergency, and instead of putting it down on the racetrack, he used the 5 freeway, clipping 4 cars, including the one with Victoria Roberts and her granddaughter Evie inside.
I was scared and I missed my mom because she wasn't there.
She wasn't the only one who was shaken and upset at what happened.
I was so shaky, and I just instantly, I don't really cry that often, and I just instantly started bawling.
Sarah and Dane Tribbett, who were celebrating their 8th wedding anniversary yesterday, not how they intended to spend it. Today, we've seen investigators out here to retrieve the emergency locator transmitter, and the FAA took pictures of the Piper single-engine plane. No word yet on a timeline for the investigation into what happened. The pilot telling witnesses the engine went out.
The plane hit 4 cars before hitting the center divider. It doused cars with avgas, that's fuel, and it left pieces scattered, one lodged into the car Victoria was driving. They were lucky they got out. The fuel never ignited and crews got there quickly. It took hours to clear the scene, and the investigation continues. The pilot, passenger, and everyone on the ground walking away.
And we have seen so many people come out here just to see the damaged plane throughout the morning as we've been here. We did reach out to the FAA as well and the NTSB to try to find out a timeline for when we might know more, so we have not heard back yet. Reporting live from Montgomery Field, Mary McKenzie, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Mary.